Flamingo Terrace overlooking the paddock. And this had a canvas, green and white canvas striped awning on it during racing days. And over here was where I usually had lunch. This is my table. There's a beautiful view overlooking the whole paddock and the grandstand. And we had flags flying everywhere. The place was beautifully decorated with festoons of flags and whatnot. You'll see in the picture we had painted what it looked like on a big day. So if you come over here, sweep across the paddock. That's what's called the walking ring out there. And back beyond it is where the horses were saddled with the red tile roof. And the stables, which were just demolished about 4 or 5 months ago, were all across there for about a half a mile, stabling over 1,600 horses. And down here is another view of the citation statue. That was filled with water with water lilies back then. A box that was my family's box, my father and my mother and myself. And, this area of the box is this first church levels. And then there's some distance we amusingly referred to as the Diamond Horseshoe, because this was where all the prominent racing families and prominent people in various fields had their boxes. And this is where we entertained such people as Harry Truman. We had a luncheon for Harry Truman on the terrace up above, and then we set us out in the box. And there was an interesting anecdote. I was sitting next to Harry Truman at the luncheon, and I said, "Mr. President, did you ever go to the races when you were president?" He said, "No, I never went to the races, and I never played golf either," referring to Eisenhower, who took over after he decided not to run because he concluded he couldn't beat Eisenhower. But Eisenhower always took a day off every week to play golf, and that's what Truman was referring to. And then we had other prominent people, so many, but people like the Duke of Windsor and Wallace Simpson, his wife, and Winston Churchill had been here before we came into the picture. Joe Kennedy, father of President Jack Kennedy, was a stockholder in Hialeah in the company that we bought, and many other prominent people, famous racing people, and people from all walks of life came to Hialeah. It was a must for visitors to Miami to come to the Hialeah track. Nixon came here with his crony Bibi Rebozo, and spent one afternoon here. That was after he had been defeated by Jack Kennedy in the election, and before he was elected president. In addition to the racing, we from time to time had special events here. Ed Sullivan did his show in the mid-60s. We had the Miami Symphony Orchestra. We had a few rock concerts, Sonny and Cher and others. And we had many famous Hollywood personalities here. We had Bob Hope, Bing Crosby, Fred McMurray, Sid Charisse, just many others. And there was always something exciting going on.
Again.
Well, let's go up here first. We'll come back. Shortly after we took over control of Hialeah, my father sent me here to become general manager, and shortly after that, we decided to build an addition to the grandstand. It starts about here and runs over, and it doubled the size of the grandstand from what was originally there. We also built that building back there, which is the paddock dining room. And the flamingo fountain is over here. I had that designed by the same sculptor who did the citation statue. And I hope we can get out and get a close-up of it because it's a very pretty fountain. And on Flamingo Day, we colored the water pink. On Flamingo Day, everybody wore something pink. The man would have a pink shirt or a pink tie, the women would have pink hats. And that was the tradition of that Flamingo Day. This is the top level of the new addition to the grandstand that we built, with escalators coming all the way to the top here. And this being the Skyline Terrace with additional bedding, wagering. And that's the far end of the grandstand there. And it was pleasant because there was always a breeze. The windows circulated the air from every direction. It was very popular. This is where the crowds came into the grandstand. This is the main steps leading in. And, there's a Hialeah logo there and it's terrazzo paving. And, walk right through the escalators. And we had 3 levels above that, which you just saw. We had flags, as I said before, there are flags flying everywhere. You see the flag poles there. We had flags all across the roof line. It was a festoon with very attractive decorations. Highlight those lanterns there. I bought, right about the time we were completing this building, bought them in Copenhagen and brought them back. Location of the colored bleachers. When we assumed control of Hialeah, unfortunately, Miami was still a segregated town. And the track had this area for African American people. This was the only part of the track where they could come. And segregation ended at the track in this way. One afternoon, our security director, John Medalla, called me at my office. Racing was going on, and he was quite upset because we didn't allow blacks anywhere but in this area. And he said, we have a famous musical star, Cab Calloway, at the clubhouse entrance. What do I do? And I said, John, does the man have a coat? Because we required that to go in the clubhouse you had to have a coat. He said, no, he doesn't. I said, well, we have coats for people who didn't come with a coat. Give him a coat and let him in. And that was the end of segregation in Hialeah. We had segregated stable area. By the next season, that was all gone.